had my credit card stolen out of my wallet at the gym a couple of days ago. I think I must have left the locker open. I never do that, but I must have had a total brain fart, left the locker unlocked, and my credit cards were swiped. So yesterday I told you about how I got a text from my bank saying, hey, someone's trying to buy $512 worth of stuff at Dollar Tree, which is just insane. Was this you? And because I had never shopped with that card in like 10 years at a Dollar Tree, it flagged the bank and I rejected it. And then I canceled my cards and I was like, I got him. And then yesterday, I get off the air, I'm wrapping up, and I'm just, answering emails, doing side work. And then I realized, crap, there was another card in the wallet I forgot about. And I had not canceled it. And it was a business card. So I log in. I'm like, oh, gosh, what did he do with this card? I knew he must have done something with the card. I hadn't canceled it yet. So I go on, I log in, and I see a $7,500 charge at Best Buy. And it's pending. I immediately call the bank of that card and, I tell them what happened. I say, hey, the card was stolen. Now, unfortunately, trying to explain to people overseas that, yes, they had the physical card. No, this was not an online purchase. And it's because the card was stolen out of my locker at the gym is something that is difficult for someone in another culture where they're making, I don't know, $2 a day to understand. So they're like, you mean this person has the physical card? I said, yes, they have the card. They said, are they going to bring it back to you? I said, no, they're not going to bring it back to me. They stole it and spent $7,500. No, they're not bringing it back to me. That's not how this works. This is America. This doesn't happen. No, that's not how this is going to work. Okay? So I'm trying to not get frustrated, John. But when you have a $7,000 charge to your card at a Best Buy up by Oak Park Mall, you start to get a little jittery here, especially when I thought I was going to get out of this thing scot-free, just losing $100 in cash. And now I got this charge on a card I forgot about and didn't cancel in time.
Employment market's tough, man. You got to take calls and make a pair of athletic footwear at the same time. So, expected by number 26.
I know.
Put the tag in there. Put the box on the lid on the box.
Oh, man. Mm-hmm. Oh, gosh. But then I call them up, and I'll tell you what. I mean, they say they're going to handle it. They said it, you're covered. It's fraud, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, do you need proof? Do you need information about a police report that I've got open on any of this? And they insisted no. So here I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, I want to give them as much information as I possibly can give them to prove that this was fraud, right? Because, this is an insane amount of money at this point. This person clearly just cleaned out Best Buy, bought the top of the line TVs and laptops and the whole deal, and probably then sold them on the black market, and now they've got the cash that they need for whatever they're going to do. But you sit there and you think to yourself, okay, what can I do to prove this to you? And all they did was take me at my word, which also was weird and somewhat concerning to me. Unless this is just like a rounding number, an error for some of these banks where they don't really care. But I'm like, man, I'm trying to give you guys more information. I'll give you a police report. I'll give you a case number. I'll give you whatever. And they're like, nope, you're good. You just keep an eye on that thing and everything should be fine. I'm like, okay, but what's then to prevent somebody from taking advantage of this? Now, maybe they look at my credit history and they're like, okay, this guy doesn't close his cards. He's not doing this stuff. He's got good history with us. And this was a totally out-of-line purchase, so it makes sense. And I would appreciate that. That seems to be what they're doing. But I couldn't help but think to myself, man, some people are just going to abuse the system if this is what it's like. Because I don't want that to be the case either. And then when I posted some of this on social media, some people were saying that I should be offering to kick in a portion of the stolen funds. because I may have left my locker open.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Okay? I mean, if you want to rag on me, I'm happy to have you do that at 913-408-7957. Please be my guest. But no. I mean, this is part of the reason.
You have no confirmation that you left your locker
Well,
open,
that's the
right?
thing. I really don't
sure,
have
we all punish ourselves and go, stupid me, I left the locker open.
Yes.
But that's not your recollection.
Exactly. That's something that I'm not just saying that because I don't want to kick anything in, but there's no cameras in that locker, so I can't tell with 100% certainty what exactly happened. Was it an inside job? Right? Did somebody open up the locker for somebody else? Is that happening in that gym or gyms across the area? I don't know. I had a couple of people who are in law enforcement claim that this is not unusual and that sometimes they are inside jobs. So I don't know that answer for certain. I think I know what happened, but no, I'm not kicking something in when I can confirm 110% that I'm the one that screwed up here in this whole situation.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, you get a card with fraud protection
I will
for
say
a
it
reason.
doesn't matter.
I'm with you. I think
if you think it does matter, you're not thinking either about yourself. You're just being a hater.
Yeah.
Or, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Or would you say, well, I guess I better kick in 2,000. No.
And then I go home yesterday. I tell the girls what happened, and they did the same thing as 2 days ago. They run up to their piggy bank. I mean, they're like, don't worry, Dad, we got you. I'm like, girls, no, you don't need to do that. Don't worry. But trying to explain to them how somebody takes a card, uses the card, and then the card company, which has fraud protection, covers the cost. That's a lot for a 6 and a 4-year-old. The 1-year-old, forget it. But then my oldest, once again, all the wisdom of a 6.5-year-old, says, why doesn't this person get a job? And I'm like, it's so simple that a 6-year-old is able to come to that conclusion. Why doesn't this person get a job? So then I have to explain how some people don't want to work hard. But working hard is an important part of being a productive citizen in a robust society. And she's like, oh, okay, I get it. That makes sense. And I said, yep, there are bad people out there who are always trying to cheat and steal and, you know what, don't want to play by the rules. So it's turned out to be, not that they needed that lesson, but it's always turned out and try to spin it into a positive for the kids, if nothing else, John.
Yeah, life has a way of not having the exact timing you might need, but you can teach life's lessons out of the negative things in your life, and then kids learn at various ages.
That's a great point. Greg and Olathe, go ahead. You're on KCMO, Greg.
Hi, Pete. We were on a river cruise recently in Spain and Portugal. We were in Lisbon, and we were staying at a really nice high-end hotel with a restaurant that was attached to the hotel, right next door to it. Anyway, we were at dinner with about 8 people. Not a crazy busy restaurant. I was sitting on the end of the table with the cruise director and my wife. We were chatting, and there was a couple sitting just across from us with a baby stroller.
Mm-hmm.
And long and short of it is, we finished dinner. They got up. They finished dinner. We finished dinner. We got up. The cruise director's purse is gone, right? And we're fooling around there for about 15 minutes, and it's gone. The cruise director called her credit card company. They had already hit it for $300 and something, 300 euros, and they went ahead and paid it. And within an hour, they had hit that card for $54,000.
Wow.
$54,000. Yeah, $54,000. She was smart enough. I mean, she's a seasoned, longtime cruise director. She was smart enough to not put her passport in her purse or her driver's license, but she had one credit card and she had about $500 in it. But, within an hour,
$54,000. That's unbelievable.
$54,000. That's right.
That's crazy. Okay. Well, I guess it could always be worse. Thank you, Greg. I mean, I don't know if that makes me feel better that I only got hit for 7, but 54, man, that's crazy. Paul in Kansas City, go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, Pete. Yeah, it happened to me last year at my gym at Overland Park. I got complacent and left my locker unsecured unattended while I just jumped in the shower after the workout. Well, he got my debit card and took my cash out, left my military ID, iPhone, everything alone. But what they were doing was they were hanging out in the stalls, and then they would come out and do a quick reconnaissance and check unsecure lockers. But it just shows you how quick. I mean, it was just a 3-minute shower, just a quick one because I was on the go. How quick they exploit you being your complacency and not paying attention.
Well, Paul. That's exactly what happened. My ID, everything else was in there. Didn't take anything else, just the cards.
Yeah. Yeah, he just took my cash and my debit card, left military ID, everything else alone. Yeah, it's just a quick strike. Just a quick strike to exploit your vulnerabilities.
Paul, thank you, my man.
Thank you, brother.
Gosh. John in Independence, go ahead.
The thing that I have happen, like about every 6 to 8 months or so, I'll start getting charges at my bank from Apple for 99 cents. And it's like, where did this come from? And then there'll be a second charge, or a charge for $2.99. And I'm like, what the heck? So anyway, I got to go through the ordeal of getting hold of my bank, canceling my debit card, and renewing all my stuff that I have paid on my debit card. Well, my bank told me, you'd be surprised the number of their customers that have the exact same thing happen. So it's everywhere. And it's just people are getting your information online. How? I don't know. But it's frustrating, and it's just a real pain in the rump.
Yep. Thank you, John. It's getting worse, it seems like, too. I appreciate that. That's why I got to figure out an endorsement for one of those LifeLock things or something like that, because I admit I don't have one of those either, and I probably need to think about that. Probably not a bad idea.